I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I knew Chris just as much as everyone else. I I simply knew him from a professional standpoint, as well as a sort of mentor back in my earlier days. All I can really remember is sitting at home watching when Chris first arrived on the American scene in ECW. From that moment, I was hooked. I knew that the man I saw would change the wrestling industry forever, and he did. Chris had what few people I know have ever had and will never have, and that is true passion. Passion for the business, passion for his family, and a passion for life. You could just tell by the look on his face every time he walked through that curtain that he meant business, and he wasn't about to let anyone down. For me, and for everyone else, I don't think he ever did. I consider myself lucky to have been able to know Chris for the little that I did during my short stint in the WWE. Uh, I was able to tag with him on numerous occasions, but sadly I was never able to match with the man in the ring. Even if a man did face Chris Benoit, they never really matched with him anyway. He was on a completely different level. But the best thing about it was the fact that every time he stepped into that squared circle, he made himself and anyone around him look their best. And that takes talent. I remember one of my favorite jokes from back in the day. It went a little something like, "Why can't Chris Benoit ever pump gas?" The answer was because he always carries matches. I swear we used to joke about it at the time, but in the end, we always believed that if he wanted to, Chris could carry a ladder to a 5-star match. He was simply one of the most amazing ring technicians to ever grace this business. Uh, on a personal level, from what I saw, Chris was always a man that kept to himself, but you always knew that if you needed someone to have your back, he was the man. He was so unselfish and so humble and on so many levels, and even if you didn't know him personally, he had that air about him that just let you know that. He was truthful, he was to the point, and he was just a great man. What will the business be without him? Well, it isn't likely that we can just move on and forget. It's not going to happen, I guarantee it. But in time, we will heal. Business will go on as usual, and I believe that's exactly what Chris would have wanted. Uh, my sincere condolences go out to all those affected by this tragedy: friends, family, co-workers, and of course the fans. People always see me as a gimmick, as Infinity, and the one thing I like to say a lot is there are those that die off and those that live on for Infinity. It couldn't be much truer now. Chris Benoit will live on in all of us, gone but never forgotten. That's all I got.